All right, welcome back to 90 Days to Fitness. You're with Danny Kaz, naturopathic doctor and personal trainer. Today's topic, fat loss for the new year. The keys to losing weight. Previous videos, we talked about the key to health being flow. That is never going to change. That is written in stone for eternity. We are electromagnetic beings. That will not change neither. I talked about electrons carrying an electrical charge, which comes from minerals. Let me write that down here for you. I deal with mineral deficiencies all the time. The minerals create the magnetism in the body. The magnetism creates the flow. If your flow is on, you are on. Now, here's another cell membrane. Here's your fatty acid tails. And the cell membrane here is a phospholipid bilayer. You have phosphates on the outside. Don't worry about the words. Those are just electrical charges that allow the receptor sites to come out. The fatty acid tails are on the inside, so every cell in your body is made of fat. Write that down. Every cell in your body is made of fat. That's key to health. What kind of fats? Essential fats. We'll get to it in a second. Now, receptor sites mean to receive. These little Y-looking things I put on the outside. To receive nutrition and how this cell is going to live its life. How it's going to thrive or how it's going to die is basically the fluids inside. We talked about the intracellular fluid, and then the fluids on the outside of the cell, the extracellular fluid. All of that being said, how does this relate to fat loss? Well, depending on what you take in and how you take it in and how much of it you take in terms of drink, in terms of food, is going to deal with how stressed out your body is or how stressed out your cells are and how many receptor sites are going to be available for the nutrition that you take in. For instance, we want to increase our metabolic rate. It's called your BMR, your basal, B-A-S-A-L, metabolic rate. This is what I refer to as your engine idle. Right now we're in a relaxed state, we're just chilling, you're at your desk, you're driving in your car. What is your metabolic rate? I am going to use an analogy of RPMs. Here's 500 RPMs and here's 1,000 RPMs. So you're sitting in your car, and let's take your engine idle, and you're at a stoplight, and you're waiting for the light to turn green, and your engine idle is running at 500 RPMs. Well, what if your engine idle in another car that you have is running at 1,000 RPMs? Which burns more fuel at rest? Obviously the 1,000 RPMs. So how do we get your body to 1,000 RPMs at rest instead of 500? Because people that I come in that want to lose weight, their metabolic rate is slow. Their body is inflamed. All of this flow that they're not getting is creating stagnation, which is creating inflammation, which is creating all kinds of symptomology in the body. Any type of disease you want to name, just start naming them. How do we get you from 500 RPMs to 1,000 RPMs? Increase your metabolic rate. It's got to get up. How does that work? Well, number one, it starts with eating more smaller, frequent meals, which we'll touch on in a minute. So what we need to do is, the first thing I do is I start loading minerals into my clients because they don't have the right flow, first of all. They're mineral deficient. There's a couple of products that I use for that.